You know how obvious it is when you think about bad policies have consequences? Check this out. Look at this hypocrisy. This is what America's experiencing. Can you go bring up New York's Hochul tweet that I sent you? Okay, you have it. There's two of them, okay? So the first one, she sounds like a noble person telling all migrants, come to New York. We have a place for you, okay? Look at her tone.
Okay.
Look what she says, and then I'm going to have you watch another video to tell you how shitty policies have consequences, okay? Play the clip.
Despite where they came from, or despite the circumstances that drove them to this country and to this state, we say you are welcome here.
You're welcome.
You're welcome with open arms, and we'll work to keep you safe. We'll not only house you, but we'll protect you. And the richness of the culture and the diversity and the food and the restaurants that we know are going to be coming because of these efforts are
look at the guy dancing on the right.
It's an extraordinary part of our story.
Okay, pause it. All right, so she sounds so noble. Now watch this clip just recently, and look what she says. This is when hypocrisy. I mean, go ahead.
We have to let the word out that when you come to New York, we're not going to have more hotel rooms. We don't have capacity. So we have to also message properly that we're at our limit. If you're going to leave your country, go somewhere else. But the smartest thing is to apply for asylum before you leave your country.
Interesting.
Wait, she said go somewhere else.
What a racist.
Hold on, is that
what
the same
a
lady?
racist comment.
Is that the same lady?
Wow, how racist of her to say go somewhere else. What happened all of a sudden, huh?
Well,
first say come, now you're saying don't come?
Yeah,
Which one is it?
Eric Adams said the same thing.
This is real life hypocrisy because it's easy when you're in New York to say things to Texas, border states, California, New York, Arizona. What do you mean? We have to be compassionate. These people have problems. We have to let them in.
Not in my
But all of a sudden, when they show up in New York City, in your state, and they're taking hotel rooms, and they're kicking old people out and veterans out, all of a sudden, it's like affecting you now.
Yeah.
So anyone can sit there and be like, no, we have to let them in. All right, you guys out there should feed all the homeless people. You should let them in. Well, can they come in your house? No. I'm full.
Not in my backyard.
Not in my house.
Yeah, and dude,
right?
and you kind of just brushed it over at him. Like, think about what you just said about. There's a 95-year-old Korean War veteran. His name is Frank Tamaro. He was kicked out of his New York nursing home on short notice because they said his room had to be given to an illegal alien.
Yeah.
What is that? America first, or is that America last?
The facility was converted at the government's instruction.
Is like, are you? And I'm a vet.
You unpack that, Tom.
The facility was so. There were facilities that received some government money. And if the government gives you any money, then they have a say. And what the government did is they said that they were, what was it called, Island Shores? Yep. Is that Island Shores is going to become a homeless shelter or a shelter for immigrants. And there was a percent of Island Shores where old people, very old people, such as this 95-year-old Korean veteran, were living. But they're saying this facility is no longer a retirement facility. So he and his family or his friends at his advanced age, he has a limited family, apparently, this guy. He has to go out and find another place. He has to find another facility.
Is it like, if that doesn't just show you that you're not...
It's horrible.
So I take care of immigrants, but I don't take care of the veterans that gave me my freedom.
Unbelievable.
And this man is 95 years old.
Yeah, because only 20% of it or something was being
That's why I
used for
said
retirees.
my favorite debate of the night last night, I'm not joking, was at the ghetto Japanese restaurant we were at.
Yoshinoya.
I'm sorry. It was great.
Don't say, hold on, you said some crazy Japanese.
Yoshinoya, whatever it was. Because the guy came up and respectfully confronted Pat. And Pat wasn't like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know, maybe I won't consider. No, exactly. I did say that. Yes, California's policies are ridiculous. And the crux of the debate was this: immigration. I said, are you a one-issue voter? That's what he cared about, right? He was an illegal immigrant from Mexico. His parents brought him over here. He was an anchor baby 40-plus years ago. Now he's here. He has a family, yada, yada, yada. And Pat said, listen, I understand exactly what's going on. And he got, and this is exactly the opposite debates here. Ready? Here it is. I'll try to sum it up in 30 seconds. It's compassion versus legality. Do you have a heart or do you want to follow the law? And Pat said, listen, he gave an example of the 13-year-old girl who had major health issues. What did she have again? Epilepsy. You know, he said she got epilepsy. She wants to take her family the mother wanted to take her daughter to a better place. Pat said, I would do the same thing if I was a father.
I would come here legally.
I would come here
Of course.
I go to jail to protect my kids.
That's what he said.
1000%.
He said, and he asked him hard questions. He said, "Would you do anything to help your daughter?" 100%.
That's the question I asked.
Yeah.
Are you capable?
Would you kill somebody for your daughter?
I said, are you capable
100%.
of killing somebody?
Yes. He goes 100%. Right? It was a very awkward, tense moment. It was, and respect to you for treating this guy with respect, but also pushing him. And he goes, "Yes, I will do this to save my daughter. But you know what? It's still illegal. It's illegal to come through the country, come through the border, to use the analogy that you did of killing someone or crossing through the border. It's illegal. Is it the right thing to do? Would I do it for my daughter?" Pat said, "You better fucking believe it." But it's still illegal. Yeah. And that's the crux of the debate. I would assume, I don't know, never been on the Rio Grande, that most of these people are actually coming over for a better life. There's certain bad people and the mules and all that and random terrorists. I get it. I would say most of these people are coming to have a better life. It's still illegal, though.
100%. And I don't like how the left acts like they give two shits about these people. They don't. Do you think people in Congress care about these people? It's votes, and then these kids, these unaccompanied minors, Adam, that they're just dropping off. Did you know that the sponsors that come and pick them up, Pat, they're not vetted. There's no background check. They just come and grab these poor kids, and that's 85,000 in 2 years that have gone missing. That's a whole different topic. But Pat, to go back to the debate, Nikki Haley, when they asked her, I forgot to tell you about this. You guys were there live. When she goes, "It's time to treat the Mexican cartels like terrorists," and it was kind of weird that she said, mind you, everything that Trump said about the border and the drugs pouring over, he was racist when he said it. She said, now it's gotten so point where she says we need to have covert special operations and have them go into Mexico and kill cartel members. As a military guy, you know this. That's an act of war. So you're saying if you're going to be president, you're going to go into another country, which the president is like, don't you ever think about doing some stupid shit like that. That would start a war with Mexico. And then, mind you, that's two things, Pat. So first, she wants to go to war. And then number two, if you want to be the president, why are you telling the enemy what your plan is? That's the dumbest shit you could possibly do. She's saying that, but it's funny how the flip-flop of when Trump was saying it, he was racist and, there's no drugs. These people are good, and then she's up here saying that we need to go to war.
I think you just boil it back down to one thing, and it's one word, and it's called reality. They don't play their policy game on the front end with a spreadsheet. They don't. And when reality shows up, and there's more human beings than there are places to put those human beings, reality sucks. And this is what's happened in San Francisco. This is why San Francisco is currently recalling their district attorney. There's a gentle change that's actually it's not gentle. It's a slow change happening in San Francisco where all the liberal populists that were all in favor of this, let's be good to people, let's be hard to people. The reality of needles, homeless, theft, retailers pulling out of your city. Moscone Center has got the huge vacancy rates because no one's bringing even a small conference to San Francisco. Reality on a spreadsheet later sucks.
And this is why the messaging from Trump in 2016 didn't hit as hard as it might be able to hit in 2024. Let me unpack it. The way that they framed it in 2016, especially after the Mexicans are rapists, they're coming in, guess some are good people. Yeah. Build the wall, build the wall. It was, whether it was or it wasn't, it was marketed as overt racism. This time around, I think it would be very much easier for Trump to be like, look, guys,
I kind of was.
Y'all know I kind of wanted to build this wall.
Yeah.
Do you kind of see why we needed to build this freaking wall?
Yeah.
So the point you're making is he now has years for the audience to realize that his ideas have credibility.
Correct.
Very interesting point you made.
Correct.
I like that point.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.